How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the Weekly Warehouse. We have got a very good Weekly Warehouse this week, so tune in. I'm going to start right off the top with the disc that you may just want to pause the show right now and go add to your cart, and that is the Konner Shaman. That's right. Even maybe just saying those words triggered some kind of fight or flight, and you're already headed to foundationdisc.com. That's great. They just hit the site, and if you're watching this around 5 p.m., get them while you can, you know. These restocks obviously go pretty quick. We have two varieties hitting the site. We got some metal flakes. Here's the cool thing about these metal flakes is they added in a pearly additive to these. If you have ever seen a pearly disc, you know it just kind of refracts the light a little different. It gets a little bit more opaque and it looks gorgeous. So we've got that in a few different beautiful colors, some blues, some gold, some like oranges and pinks. So that's one of the varieties we have dropping tonight. And we also have some great glow varieties as well. And these ones even have some cool swirls in it. So this is a fantastic restock of the Konner Shaman. If you are watching this and you're confused and you're like, what the heck are you even talking about? I've never heard of this disc. Who is that bearded man on it? Well, Konner is one of our beloved personalities. But, another Easter egg for you. They've now, this is going to be almost impossible to see. They've now embossed Shaman on the bottom of the disc. So pretty cool. These are the first ones we've gotten that have that. But the Shaman is a really, really awesome understable throwing putter. And these plastics, they'll probably come out pretty straight, especially if you're a lower arm speed. If you're really ripping them, though, you're going to be able to get hyzer flips with them right out of the box. They go pretty far. They're very low profile, very agreeable in the hand. Just a great disc, and we've been pushing them for a long time because we love them. They're great. I have one in my bag right now, and I've been really enjoying throwing it. So make sure to snag one of these while you still can. They usually sell out pretty quick. So head to the site, grab one. I'll get to the rest of the stuff you might want to add to your cart too. Okay, over to our drop shelf now. This is really where we got all the other exciting stuff. I'll start with another really cool drop. We have just got in the Proto Molitas. That's right. If you're not familiar with this disc, I guess you may have seen our disc review on our Labs channel that you're watching this on right now, but this is the next disc in, wow, look at this guy. Sparkly gray and silver swirls. That's crazy. This is the next disc in the PM lineup. It is a small diameter. So if you ever thrown like a sole from Discraft or just it kind of feels like a putter diameter, it's very small diameter. Understable mid-range. They give it a 5.5 -1.1. I think you could probably argue -2.1. They're probably trying to stay away from that to avoid it looking exactly like a meteor. And I think it flies a little bit different than a meteor. Like I said, much smaller diameter. For those of you that enjoy that or have smaller hands, you might really like it. But yeah, it's a great disc. Very, very straight and easy to throw. Not overly understable. Certainly not overly understable. This isn't something that's just gonna flip over and dive on you. You can get really good hyzer flips to flat with this. It's pretty versatile in my experience. Like I said, check out the review if you wanna see how it flies. But these are the Protos. We have a good bit of them, a lot of different color varieties, so make sure to grab one of these if you want to get the newest and latest and greatest in the Paul McBeth lineup for Discraft, those Proto Molitas. Moving down, I'm going to show you some really awesome Disc Mania that we just got that I'm pretty pumped about. First of all, we got a Gannon Burr run here that I think just looks incredible. Let me grab some of these from the back because these are insane. So we've got Gannon Burr Signature Series Cryo Blade. These are Horizon C-Line MD5s, and some of these came in like with like the really blended Horizon, and then this one, like the colors are blended, but it doesn't have as much swirl. It kind of reminds me of the Gravity Bomb run they did, but it looks sick because you almost just have a combination of colors straight into the rim. The other ones that we have are more of like the typical ones you see with like the kind of like bleeding of the white rim. But these are MD5s. MD5s are a overstable mid-range. They're not quite like your typical approach disc. Like they're faster than you would throw like a Zone or a Toro or something like that. They're a little bit quicker, but they still handle plenty of torque and have plenty of overstability. So these are great. Gannon loves to throw flex shots with these, those long flex shots. And I've thrown MD5s a number of times and I really like them as well. So those are the Cryo Blade MD5s. Also got another Gannon Burr. This is for his two-time Ledgestone victory disc here. And these are, these are TDs, that's right. These are TDs, so this is like a really cool stamp they did with the double Ledgestone victory stamp there. And yeah, the TD is basically like, I think it's like a 10 or an 11 speed and just, it stands for turning driver. That's how Discmania kind of named it originally. And so basically you have a kind of not super flippy or neutral, but a pretty shapeable 10-speed driver that you can put on a number of different lines with a cool, clean stamp on there. And then lastly from this Mania, another one, I mean, with just some really cool, they did a similar thing with this they did with the other one, like I was saying, where like when they put color on the Horizon C line, you get just like this like cool blending, and then when they do the white, you kind of just get like that swirl on the rim, but both look incredible. These are DD2 special editions. DD2s are great discs. These have, I believe these are the same as the Instinct when it was with the Evolution line. So they have some flip up to them, but they go really far, a little bit, you know, I don't think they're quite as overstable as some of the DD3s, but they fly really great. And I've thrown them a few times and I really like them. So yeah, this Mania just was some really good looking plastic, honestly. Like I think they just have some great stuff. Moving over, we got another distance driver. This one new to the market. If you didn't see, we dropped this earlier in the week. This is the Procyon from Trash Panda. Really cool design features. They have Run 001 embossed on the front. On the back, you have the Procyon logo there. So these are, they gave the flight numbers 11-4, -1-2, and I actually had the privilege of watching and actually editing an entire review of this disc that Robbie C did. So I've seen it thrown quite a bit, even though I haven't tossed it myself. And I think it is pretty comparable to a Wraith from Innova. Those of you with good power can get this disc to flip right out of the box. You're gonna get good distance hyzer flip lines. I think it's gonna be pretty forgiving for those of you who don't throw crazy far. I think it feels very comfortable. It has a good amount of depth to it. It looks kind of unique profile-wise, but I find in the hand it feels good, and I've seen it fly, like I said, and it flies great backhand and forehand. You can get some pretty big lines out of these right away, and as always, Trash Panda's entire model is that this is 100% recyclable. That's what they do. So we have a few of these left from that drop if you want to check these out. Their first distance driver mold. Pretty cool. Lastly, on the shelf here, we get to our bottom, we got a few other House of Disc molds that I'm pretty excited about. One in particular. First off, we have the Marshall's Last Ride. A pretty dramatic stamp here from Dynamic Disc. These are Orbit, what are these? Classic soft Orbit Marshalls. The Marshall is a putter that I think was at its most popular because I think when Paige Pierce was Dynamic, I think she putted with Marshalls, at least for a little bit. My memory serves me correctly, and yeah, they're very, like, I used to throw one. They're very straight putters, like basically have like a micro bead to them, very agreeable. But this is the Marshall's Last Ride because I think they're taking it out of production. So if you want to check one out, this is kind of like, this is it. This is it for the Marshall. They put a little gravestone with like a Marshall like hat on there, and yeah, this is it for that disc. So if you want it for the collectability or just because you love Marshalls and you want to get the last run of them, that's that. Then we have West Side Swords in their tournament ring plastic, which look awesome. These are slightly overstable, like 10 speeds, very nice disc, and a really, really cool looking stamp on there with the giant sword. And then I'm really excited about these Opto Moonshine Splash Pures. They went ahead, and I believe these were originally called Splatter, but they changed it to Splash, which I like. But this plastic is really sick if you haven't seen it yet. The inner plastic is moonshine, so that's the part that's going to do the glowing. But these pures just feel insane. You have like a nice little bit of gumminess to it. Wow, when you bend it like that, it looks trippy. It makes the inside look like it's moving. Anyways, they feel great. They look incredible. I think this is such a cool plastic blend. Nobody else has done this yet. Basically have like an injection point on the side that creates that splash effect. And we have a few of these right now, so make sure to check those out. That is the drop shelf. Whew, a lot going on there. We'll move on. Okay, quick teaser for this month's subscription box. We briefly mentioned this sub box and it kind of filled up pretty quick, but we had a few spots come available, and just keep an eye on it because sometimes there's some turnover and spots come available if it is sold out at the time, but there should still be some spots if you're watching this soon enough after we released it. But one of the exciting things about this is we kind of have a new disc technology that our friends at Gateway were playing around with. We're calling groove technology. Essentially, we have a Gateway Wizard here, but you'll notice something a little bit different about it. and that is these little grooves into the top that basically just give you some different grip options, which is something that disc manufacturers used to experiment with more on the inside of the rim. There were some companies that would put some things that add texture, but it's really cool to do that on top of the disc. If you're not somebody who really cares much, it doesn't really get in the way. But if you do want to utilize it, you can dig your thumb into that and get some extra grip out of it. Even on a forehand grip, it feels pretty good. It's really neat, honestly, and they've done a really good job of getting it down consistently. We did some testing with them. They gave us some different options for how deep we wanted the grooves, and we gave them our feedback, and they've really done a good job. But obviously, you saw it. One of the stamps you're going to get in this box is this groovy Konner, this disco themed, really fun stamp. And that's just one little part of this incredible box. So whether you get the 2-disc or 3-disc box, you're gonna get yourself a groovy Konner, but there's even more to it. Maybe you'll find out more later in the month, but get on board because spots are limited, and this is a really cool way that we're debuting this new groove technology. It's really fun.
Jumping over here to the retail store, we forgot to film this when we were at the warehouse, but we have a restock of Birdie Blend Robbie C Wizards. These wizards are absolutely awesome. I'm a wizard guy as is, but the Birdie Blend, which is Robbie's specific blend that he worked on with Gateway, is amazing. They feel really great. They're very, very stiff. They're very firm, but they also have like, this run has like a little bit of grippiness to it as well. So if you like a firm, grippy putter, then you are gonna absolutely love these. They come in every color that you would want. I probably would go with this mustard yellow one, but hey, support Robbie, and it's not that hard to support him whenever you'd be buying a really awesome disc at the same time.
Last thing I wanna show you is that we have a continued Innova restock. We were just juicing up our Innova section. So, got destroyers, restocked. Halo destroyers, you want it, you got it. Metal flake destroyers, you want it, you got it. We got bottom stamped star destroyers back there. We got plenty of destroyers. Moving on, we got strikes. If you want to throw a destroyer, but your arm isn't quite that fast, how about try a strike? These are a lot of fun. Got some champ strikes right here. Who's this guy? Champ strike right here. This guy right here. Star strike. These are great. When these first came out, they kind of broke the world because they went so far, even if you didn't throw that hard. I had one in my bag when I was younger, and they're still great. Still a really good disc. I think they fit. I think they're a little bit flippier than like a Charger, if you've seen Hunter throw that, but he's also messed around with the Strike a little bit. Let's have a Proto Glow champ on. That's pretty sick. But the Strike bombs. If you've never thrown these, they absolutely bomb. They're pretty friendly for their speed. And then other discs we got in stock, another favorite is T-Bird 3s. Just restocked T-Bird 3s. What's the difference between T-Bird and T-Bird 3? Silas, pop quiz.
T-Bird 3's faster.
It is.
More overstable.
No.
Same
Faster
stability.
and flatter. Faster and flatter. That's usually what the thing. You should have just stopped while you were ahead.
Okay.
They're faster and flatter, and typically a little bit flippier. Not a huge difference, but some people will prefer that consistently lower profile you can get out of the T-Bird 3. So yeah, continued Innova restock. Oh, one more. Wraiths. We got a whole bunch of Wraiths. Love the Wraith, and we have so many right now. Look at these awesome. Look at these awesome. Oh my goodness! Look at their fly dyes, man. Innova's back. They're going crazy on these fly dyes. These are insane. I haven't, like, oh my goodness. Check these out. Man, this should have been the top of the show. Like, holy cow. We got, like, all of the Wraiths, I think. I think we got, these are bottom stamp star, normal star. We got Pro Wraiths. Heck yeah, those feel like they bomb. We got Halo Wraith, just stock Halo Wraiths. We got all the Wraiths right now. So if you're a Wraith fan like myself, this is the place to be. What are these? Just more star Wraiths. And we got Proto Glow Wraiths as well. There we go. That's like our biggest Wraith restock ever. Well, there you go. That was the warehouse preview for the week. Remember, if you're still watching this, the Shamans are probably gone. So run to the Shamans if you want one. But other than that, yeah, make sure to check out those Molitas as well. Those could go quick. And everything else we talked about. We'll see you next week. Got more things coming up.